Hey guys, today I'm going to go over how you can make money on these Fjord Foundry launches while everyone else is losing money on meme coins and these other coins that are pump and dumps over the past couple of weeks. So first, if you aren't following me on Twitter, definitely do so at thecryptodata. I post crypto alpha nearly every day and try to keep people up to date with the best quality info I can. So first of all, for anyone who doesn't know who Fjord Foundry is, basically they're a platform where a lot of protocols will launch LPBs. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what an LPB is, it's basically a liquidity bootstrapping protocol, okay? So what happens is on this website, they launch and then basically it's a way for them to raise money, but these are fair launches. So basically, if there's no buyers, then the token price keeps declining, okay? So it's basically like, it's almost like hot potato in a way, but you buy the token and then in hopes that other people are going to buy it as well. Now, the question is, how do I know what token to buy? How do I know if it's the right time, if it's not going to go down afterward, etc., before this launch time is over? Well, I'm going to go over that right now. So this article I posted 2 hours ago, I posted the examples as VEC and INS, okay? For anyone who doesn't know what those are, it's Vector and inscribe, okay? These were two coins that I was very bullish on when they were on this platform. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what they are, Vector and inscribe, Vector is actually a liquidity staking protocol, restaking protocol, powered by EigenLayer, but they also have OHM. So the OHM protocol, the OHM protocol, basically where you get these crazy APYs for staking. And again, a lot of people I knew would be attracted to this because it had that narrative of EigenLayer. And then inscribe, it is the first cross-chain marketplace for BRC20 inscriptions. And Binance actually posted an article about inscriptions the day these launched. So again, that was another bullish catalyst. But starting from the top, for these launches on these LPBs, the biggest thing I want to emphasize for people is watching for that first reversal point, okay? So I opened up the VEC launch right here, and you can see the first time it reversed. So you saw it kept dropping, but then we had a lot of buyers come in. Now, the first time it reversed, it was at $8.52. Now, if you would have bought on this first reversal, so you probably got in around $9 or so, then it never dipped below that, okay? It just constantly kept increasing from there. You look at inscribe. Inscribe did the same thing. So 32 cents was when it first popped up. So you probably would have got in around 34, 35. And then again, when it came back down to this first support level, it actually kept bouncing off of it, okay? And then it ended at 43 cents. So even if you got even a little bit higher, like at 41, way up here, it was still lower than when it actually ended at. So how do I choose these projects and how do I know exactly which ones are good and which ones aren't, okay? So besides the price action, you already know how to buy now. Next, what you want to look at is the mutual follows on Twitter. So you can see here that I have over 28 mutual follows with these guys, and there's some big guys that are following them, okay? And that's the biggest thing I want to emphasize. Following a lot of calls, a lot of reputable accounts. If those accounts follow these guys, then that's at least one data point that you can have. And okay, this is a somewhat reputable company, or at the very least, it has the interest of some of these calls. Same with Inscribe. It was followed by over 40 people that I followed, okay? And the big thing is making sure you follow quality people. That's the biggest thing here. So you can see some confluence with that. But after you found out the mutual follows that you have, next, does it line up with the current narrative? Well, when I was looking at these, I noticed that, again, these guys are powered by EigenLayer, and that's a hot narrative this year. Restaking is really big. So I said, okay, that's another data point. And then, again, Inscribe was linked to BRC20 and the first cross-chain marketplace. Again, Inscribe's the key to inscriptions, and inscriptions are big this year, right? Along with BRC20, the narrative for the Bitcoin halving coming up as well. So these were two narratives. So another data point, cool. And then I went down the line. Okay, what's next? How many pre-sale tokens are unlocked on launch? Most LPBs have an initial dump. This is a good buying opportunity for strong projects, okay? So aside from having a lot of calls follow them, a lot of times these calls will get pre-sale allocation. So that's something you can expect for them to pump their bags, right? So that's good for you if you can get in on good prices like we talked about on these LPBs. So now, okay, usually all these tokens are unlocked on launch. Some have a 50% unlock, some have 20%. Again, it all depends. If you can find out that information, you can gauge how big the dump will be on launch. And now I'm going to go over both of the charts after these launched and show you what those look like. But then, is the team active on Discord, TG, or Twitter? You want transparency and organic engagement. So this is a big thing, right? If you go to the Discord or Telegram and it's all bots, all fake comments, then that's a red flag. You want to get away from that because that means they paid for their engagement. It's not organic. Also, their Twitter. Does the team post a lot on Twitter? They have a lot of good info. If not, again, stay away from that as far as you can. Next, finally, you want to look at the website docs and roadmap. So one, is the website look professional, or is it just thrown together in 5 minutes? Obviously, sign of a scammer. Or is the GitHub actively updated? Okay, so go into their GitHub, and if their GitHub was last updated 5-6 months ago, then that's a possible red flag as well, because the team may not be as active on there. And then is the team doxed? Again, a lot of these teams are anon, so don't expect everyone to be doxed. But if they do have a LinkedIn, something that shows them that they're public, then that's even better. But if not, again, if all these other data points line up, then it still could be a good bet. And then do they have a detailed plan for the future? Have they partnered with anyone? So again, you want to look at their roadmap, right? Do they have things planned for the future? Again, future catalyst, thing that can help the token continue to go up, as well as have they partnered with anyone reputable? So maybe partner with Binance Labs, or have they partnered with any other network chain? Have they partnered with, any big coals, anything like that, that could add some type of reputability to that platform. That's another thing to look for. But again, at the end of the day, these are the minimum questions you want to be asking, okay? And then if everything lines up, it could be worth a punt. Now, also remember, most of these projects will lose interest after a few days or weeks, so never get married to one coin, and I'll go over that in a second. So again, looking at the launch, so inscribe, okay? Inscribe, like I said, it launched at 43 cents, and expect usually there's pumps at the end of these as well, so you can expect that on good projects at least. But 43 cents is where the last LPB was, and look at it now, it's at 70 cents. Now on launch, this thing actually went over $1, okay? So that was, even if you bought at the very end of the LPB, you made over a 100% if you were able to sell anywhere up here. Now, even if you didn't, again, after a couple candles after that, it still went up to 75 cents. So that's still over a 50% return. So again, that's the value of these LPBs if you can get in at good prices and identify good projects. Now, ultimately, there's always a dump that happens, okay? Whether it's an hour after, a couple hours after, 5 minutes after, it always happens because a lot of people, they get in early, right? They get in on these early prices, these 30 cents, 35 cents prices, and they want to get their profits. Well, you take advantage of these dumps if you know it's a good project, okay? Because good projects always rebound. Again, if they have the coals and they meet all the data sets. And look at this. Even if you would have got anywhere between these dumps, right? 50 cents all the way down to 45 cents, you still could have gotten higher. Now, why did it reverse around here? Well, you saw the LPB ended around 43 cents, so people were trying to front run that and get in at that price. And then it went up to a high of 85 cents and is now consolidating around 70. Now, real quick on some TA, if we want to look at this trend line here, we can see possibly that it rejected, and then since then it actually broke over this trend line, and now it's waiting to bounce off support. So it could be a good buy level. Again, not financial advice because this has been out for a couple days now, so just keep that in mind, but not bad RR here. Then looking at Vector. So Vector, look at that, okay? After its launch, it actually just kept going up. This was a very hyped launch as well. I saw a lot of people start tweeting about this after the LPB ended. So that's another thing, right? If these LPBs end, and then you see on Twitter, everyone start tweeting about it, then you know there's going to be a hyped launch, and it's probably a good idea either to buy on the dip or again buy right at launch if you can get in quick enough. But you can see here the LPB price for Vector, it ended at $16.30. And look at this, as soon as it launched, it dumped, okay, to $11.50. So again, that was the good little point to buy. And then from there, it just took off an hour later, or 4 hours later, and went all the way up to $54. So that was, even if you would have bought on launch, right, at $16.36, then you still could have made nearly a 3x, over a 3x on this. And if you waited, again, another bounce here, went to 46, now it's at 37, still over a 2x from the launch price. So this is what I want to talk about, guys, is just trying to identify these good projects. Now, there's always different projects launching on Fjord. Again, you don't want to buy every single project. I mentioned that's why I have all these different points and these different data points to look at, right? Because at the end of the day, most of these projects are going to dump, okay? Even looking at all these projects that have already launched, most of these dumped. A lot of their LPBs just kept going down. Again, so you want to look at legitimate projects, not just buy anything on here. And once you identify that, then that's when you can get the returns on these two coins like I was talking about. So hopefully this video helped y'all out. Again, I hope it did. If it did, guys, please give it a like. Please comment if you have any questions. Check out my thread if you haven't. And again, follow me on Twitter at thecryptodata. I really appreciate it. Until next time, thanks for watching.